going in. Map 1, playoffs. I believe this is the first game of the playoffs for the OPMT, if I remember correctly.
Alrighty.
We have KGR8 versus Genjutsu Dissipation. I believe KGR8, I don't remember the team name beforehand though. Because I know it's not a new team, it's just there was a team that was already in the league that got renamed.
Recent name change there.
Yeah. Oh, this stuff is... Oh, well, this is going to be great commentating and great spectating because gotta reset all the spectating stuff as well. So I'll do it next map. I'll do it next map. It's just going to be really wonky for this first map because I forgot how it worked the first time.
Not to add another thing, but it did ask for a stream link.
Oh, they did. Yep.
And tag mods to get mad at everyone.
Crap, dude. Jesus Christ. Because I have to. Well, no, because I have to sign into that one on YouTube on my phone now, in order to get the link. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well, I'll commentate while you're handling that.
Okay.
Looks like we have.
It's gonna be very difficult though, because it's streaming from my POV. It's just gonna be nothing. Oh God.
We still got some time for setup here. Ryan and Hammond coming out on red team, and Ryan and Hammond coming out on blue team. Should be interesting. We got a swap to Dark Wolf is going Hog instead of Hammond. Both teams have a far in play. That'll be fun to watch as well. Ooh, big boop. Fusion boops off Moira. And that'll be one pick on the side of KGR8. And unfortunately, it looks like Dlamas might have fallen there. And Ryan does land a pin onto Grizz. So that's 2 picks for red team. Another one coming up with Sim. Daddy's got some picks on point there as well. They're taking the fight to the point. Brig falls. Just to far left, getting some splash damage in. It does look like it's going to be a strong take on first point here. Don't think anyone's going to be able to get back in time to contest. But Hammond is lining it up to contest the last second here. So we'll see. Nope, he'll fall back. Alrighty. Genjutsu, strong first attack here. Looks like Genjutsu's setting up on the right side with the teleporter strats. 4 men going through. Ryan landing a pin onto Grizzgang. But now he's isolating that corner. He does pick Grizz though. So we got 1 pick in favor of Genjutsu. And there is a big boop on the side of KGR8, along with 2 or 3 other kills from KGR8 coming out. So they do look like they're going to be able to hold it for now. Any luck on setting up all the settings?
Settings, no, but I'm trying to share it to the OPT, gotcha. To the OPT. I got it to OPMT, just not OPT. It's not wanting to show any of the servers for some reason.
Lovely. I can copy it over real quick if you wanna.
Okay, yeah, please.
Back and
that'll help.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll do the stream settings, or I'll do the spectating settings in between next map. Couple of ultimates though on the defensive side. Fusion Shadow working toward the EMP. They have a flanking Junkrat though for the moment. Daddy needs you. He's gonna have to watch out for the flank as Miss Catastrophe is trying to outflank the flanker. They do get the res though onto Levi. Charge coming in, gets stunned. Barrage coming in, gets some damage up, but doesn't manage to catch anyone. Grizzlegang will fall to the whole hog. Attacking side does have picks for the moment. Huge EMP manages to catch 5 people.
Pyre's looking for someone, doesn't succeed. We do have
That Blossom comes in, but
You
gets
come out
hooked
with an ult.
immediately.
Good hook on the side of Genjutsu.
Genjutsu, look,
Turn does land a kill on the Rhine. Rhine gets rezzed. Junk picks Grizz. 2 more picks on the side of KGR8.
they don't really have a whole lot to deal with Stealth Wolf on the Pharah, but as I say that, they do get the hack onto Stealth Wolf. Stealth Wolf managing to
She
take out
does
Mrs.
manage
Crit
to
though.
hook the bridge. Does look like they've secured the team fight though, so we'll get a nice reset in time. Genjutsu grouping up there outside of Choke.
Yeah, Pern and Fusion Shadow are the only two at the moment outside of maybe Andy who are going to be able to deal with Stealth Wolf on the Pharah. And he is nearing another ultimate. They're nearing both DPS ultimates. Thinkable, or Goose, excuse me, also just getting that Coalescence. An early hamster roll coming in. Barrage coming in as well.
Barrage and Tire. Tire secures 1, Barrage secures 1, but Junkrat does fall.
They don't have a lot of tank presence though on the point. They get the huge hook though. Reaper doesn't fall
And
though.
I will say, Genjutsu does have Shatter up still, and Junk does secure 2 more kills.
They have the point, but they're just not playing forward enough. Oh, what a huge pin onto Llamas from Grizzle.
We got some good stall game coming in from KGR8. Good block on the Shatter, does not land anyone.
Defensive
Good
EMP manages to catch everyone. A lot of ults being expended on the defensive side. They do manage to win the team fight, but you would have liked to have maybe saved Blossom and Shatter there, or at least one or the other.
Yeah.
Because you
I
had
will say
EMP that got basically everyone.
Genjutsu also put in a lot of ults to that fight. Right now they've only got Valk and coming up on Tire. Big pick. Soldier does find Moira there.
Defenders do have spawn advantage though. Genjutsu looking to push this.
Comes in on the point, but is bullied in that corner. He falls.
A very interesting, well, not interesting, got my side split there for a second. Pern unfortunately not able to find anything with the minefield.
Strength on point here. Just coming back in, along with Reinhardt.
It's just Grizzle.
And all the ults coming in to secure the points. We do
Catastrophe.
have coming in for the stall game.
Pern, everyone's
Sombra
just stalling.
And throwing bodies on point here. Unfortunately, that will not be enough to hold it. Round 1 in favor of Genjutsu with full double cap.
They did manage to bleed a little bit of the time bank though, because it was a very fast first attack for the side of Genjutsu. Now we'll see if KGR8 will be able to replicate that.
Minute 42 left on the clock after the second push, so we'll see what they can do with that if they make it into overtime, second round, whatever they call it.
We had a couple of interesting picks for the offensive side. Let's see if anything crazy will come out for KGR8. Doesn't look too crazy.
Do have double shield on side of Genjutsu.
Because they will be running the tour.
Old bunker comp. Got Torbjorn and Junkrat. A lot of damage to come out with the Mercy and Moira. The sustained heals, double main heals as well.
Typically with this comp, even if you run the double main tank, typically you don't have a Junkrat. Typically, like even though yes it is high damage, typically a lot of teams will use, a Bastion. And then what they'll do is they'll set up on both sides, both high grounds, and you have to choose your poison basically.
Not to mention, I've also see it played with Symmetra to help protect the bunker. But they are going to be playing a little bit far out, going for the early fire strike. Does not hit anyone though, so there's no ult charge required there.
They do elect to swap off the Pharah Fusion over to the Tracer.
Current disrupting the back line there. And they're pushing through. KGR
Early
pushing
frontline
through.
pressure, and they're able to get Grizzle.
But we do have low pressure on points. They are falling back. Mitsu falling back to point. Ryan falls.
Both Ryan's out for the
Orb
moment.
still on point with turret. Fusion looking for some of that flank damage there, poking there. Mrs. Crick getting the pick on Mercy. And Junkrat's securing kills on Tracer and Rig. Tire coming in.
Ooh,
and
but
picks
Tiger's
2. That'll be a solid defense on the side of Jinjutsu. And some late staggers there too. So looks like KGR8 will need a solid group after that. Resetting the bunker up at choke. Bold charge in, but we do have Supercharger down to provide some of that extra damage. Rally comes out, but Brig does fall. And KGR8 is forced to retreat there with Supercharger still up and everyone taking advantage of that extra damage and damage reduction.
That wasn't a terrible investment for the defensive side. Especially considering that
up, almost 4.
Yeah, especially considering that you basically got the rally down out from Mrs. Crib, but she did fall as she was using it. But a huge early pick on the
She's
fusion.
swapping over to Mercy, but already up to 40% ult charge towards Valk.
So we're looking at
make that 50.
Ult charge will be in favor. To say that, Molten Core comes out.
Comes out, but it's blocked, as is. Or well, actually, Torbolts. They're on choke, trying a little extra AOE. Area control.
And Fusion elected
on that.
to go with the Pharah, electing to swap off the Tracer. And early Mines comes in, does some damage. Oh,
This does res Ryan, and I think they are going to try to push back in on that. As
we do get a DC, Ryan, unfortunately.
We do have a DC. That is going to be unfortunate.
Both charges coming out. Unfortunately, Grizzle not able to stay alive. Valk was even popped there, and unfortunately, not much was able to be done with that push.
They're going to be looking at a 5v6. Only ult up is Coalescence versus 3 ults on the side of Genjutsu, including Shatter and Tire, 2 big aggressive ults.
An early pick on Diffusion. Daddy needs you managing to catch out the Pharaoh.
Junk onto the Pharah. Always love to see those kills. Tire coming out.
Tire comes in.
He's going to land on Moira. And not a lot people can actually make it back to point. We do have Wrecking Ball and
get the res, but they're all
to contest.
They get the res off, but there's not much they can really do here. They're just staggering themselves even more so.
Sure.
And it does not look like KGR8's going to be able to take the first point. All the ults being used.
Down.
Unfortunate pin from Levi onto Andy as she was coalescing. Her and trying his best with the hamster.
You can get as Ryan too. Those pins onto ulting Moira's. Great feeling. And that'll be game 1 in favor of Jinjutsu.
Genjutsu just looked to be the better team at the moment. But we'll see if KGR8's going to be able to bounce back.
There's an unfortunate DC there as well. I will say KGR8 put up a strong second point defense there, but Genjutsu was able to snowball with a wide array of ults there at the end.
Why are you telling me to play the tutorial? Jesus Christ. It's the second time it's done that now. Like, gosh darn it. Okay. Let's see if we can get Miss Catastrophe back in here, because I don't believe that she joined back. No, she did not. And also, in the meantime, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to change those settings.
Swap the settings over here. And they have requested on the side of Jinjutsu, Mirhi and Fergus, and bring in Casey.
Okay, alright, so that should be set then. We should be good from that perspective. Okay, so we got...
And it does look like Levi went over to K-Grade, so you swap it back over there. And Mahiri in for Dalamas.
Ricky. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Ricky for Dilemmas and then KC. Who's KC coming in for then?
I will double check here. I think someone had swapped over to Specs or left, so, but
Okay, Dark.
Casey for Dark, there it is.
Okay. So we're done right there for the moment. We'll see if we can get Miss Catastrophe back in here. I'll send her a quick invite. Hopefully the internet troubles will not plague her for too much longer. Alright, so fusion for JL. Or wait. I think he means JT. Oh no, JLand. Okay,
JL
got it.
and JT.
JL and JT, okay. I didn't see the L for a split second there. Okay, so what was it? Fusion. Okay. And then go ahead and swap the map, which I believe the next map is Kings Row.
I'll double check. Yep,
I believe
that
it's Kings
sounds
Row.
right.
Yeah, because I think what they're doing is they did the same maps that they did for the
As
OPT.
majors.
Yes.
Yep, Kings Road and Ilios and Watchpoint with tiebreaker of Oasis.
So Kings Row. And now we just wait to make sure that both teams are ready, and then we'll go in.
Sounds great. Or should I say, K-grade.
Okay, great. Jesus Christ. I was waiting because I didn't want to do it, and
I got you.
that's what feels bad, man.
Mm-hmm. K-grade is ready. I've not heard from Genjutsu yet. And Genjutsu is ready as well.
Alright, so we go in. Map 2,
We
King's
go
Row.
again.
Let's see if KGR8 will be able to bounce back after that. Hopefully their attacking side will be a little bit more rewarding for them and a bit more in their favor, as they were not. Even with the DC, unfortunately, they were not able to take that first point.
King's Row, always a crowd favorite. I'm excited to see what brawling takes place here. As a Ryan main, of course, it's my favorite as well. Plenty of things you can do with these corners and these alleys. We'll see in 12 seconds what these teams are up to. I will add, too, that I was curious to see both teams bring out an off-tank other than Zarya for the last map. So we'll see what tanks they run this map here.
They'll probably elect to do the same, to be honest, because it doesn't seem that there are very many Zarya players within the OPMT.
Makes sense. And we do have Hammond and Hog coming out again.
This Catastrophe will be on that Reaper. And Grizzle electing to go with the Torbjorn. Bjorn.
Exactly what I was going to say. We'll see how that plays out.
Well, this isn't a terrible
attack.
map for Torb. It is one of his better maps. There is a lot of long distance.
We'll say positioning is key for it. He does look like he's going for that high ground, so that'll help. And on the attacking side, we have Reaper Junkrat for damage and Orion Hog for tanks, with Moira Zen for heals.
This Catastrophe just waiting in the hotel for a flank.
Fern getting a big boop up there. Falling back.
KC looking to be flanking Rat over here on the left side. Does get stunned out immediately. Doesn't manage to die. Does manage to stay alive. As I say that, the Torb turret will get him.
The Torb turret.
Oh, a huge hook onto JL.
And his shield is low. He is retreating to that safe corner. It's a good play on his part. No JL.
Both teams just kind of feeling each other out for the moment.
Shield up. I will add too that it does look like KGR8 has got some serious sustain here. Just looking at health bars, KGR8 has not taken too much damage, and the damage that they have taken is getting healed up real quick. And there comes the Shatter.
Shatter.
1, 2 at least.
Gets both tanks. But Stealth Wolf managing to make it out alive. Gets a hook kill on the Mrs.
coming out on State of Genjutsu. That said,
Whole Hog being used. Manages to get the Torb, but the Torb ult will manage to get two.
Does land two. Great area control there by Grizzgang.
KGR8 will hold for the moment.
Levi on the side of Genjutsu does have Shatter up, so we'll see if we can make something out of that.
They're nearing both DPS ults as well. They do have the Transcendence to bail them out if they need it as well.
I imagine Shatter's about to come out pretty soon here. Oh, that's a great stun out of that ult there.
And unfortunately, Miss Catastrophe falls as she was using her ultimate.
Mrs. Crit bullying the Reaper with Orion coming in to help finish, and Torb. Does look like that's going to be a strong hold for that team fight.
We do have a Riptire though.
Health bars pretty solidly sustained on side of KGR8.
Quite a few ultimates though for Genjutsu readily available.
Good fire strike in by JL and JT. He has got Shatter up, but Genjutsu, 5 ults ready to go. Almost all 6.
They do have a flanking Reaper though. So they do need to be aware of this potential push. A lot of ults being expended on both sides. Jaylan tried to get the shatter off. Dies in the animation. Everything being used for both teams here.
In for securing this point. I think that's wise on their part. They only had 52 seconds, not enough time for a full group after that. And KGR8 does fall. Genjutsu taking first point.
One support alive for each side. I believe I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if Mareki died before she was able to use her transcendence, but that would have been very, very crucial if she would have been able to get it off before. And Andy,
Certainly.
I believe, died as she had hers, just as she had gotten hers potentially.
Fortunately for KGR8, they are able to get back in time to hold the strong corner by bookshop here. If Genjutsu had pushed up any further, it would have been difficult. For
Get the
KGR8.
hook on the J-Land though.
He
Falling
is
very
looking
low.
there.
I don't think they're
Getting
going to be able to
out,
finish him.
Heals does come in. Heals does come in.
Whole hog as well. They're being
But
very
Roadhog
aggressive.
ult
It gets
is able to
to
secure too.
a very questionable use of Bolton Core there. Reaper falls unfortunately as well. They managed to get Goose on the opposite side. Trade's coming
Brig
though
is
in
able
favor.
to fall back at 5 HP. Looking to hide and contest again, perhaps. Does get the mini. And fall back to team successfully. They're going to have one more solid team fight here at the last point before second point.
Charge comes in, manages to pin Stealth Wolf, and gets a solid Earth Shatter.
Trance coming out to defend.
Saving
Could
everyone
be
for
used
the moment.
to wreck those mines, though. Does not break half of the mines on the right, though. That could have helped.
Coalescence
Got some
and
interesting
Death
spread out
Blossom
here.
being used there in the end.
Ryan is real deep, real deep.
Yeah, J-Land unfortunately
back? I
is
don't
going to
think so.
fall. Stayed a little too aggro too long. Unfortunately gets picked for it.
And Junkrat in the back line here. Genjutsu is putting a lot of damage in. They are falling back to peel for him, but they do need to contest that point. Tyre comes out. He's not landing anything, it doesn't look like.
I think they went for the Brigitte, but the Brigitte fell just as it
Already fallen to
exploded.
the Roadhog. Yep, yep. They look like they might get that second point. They do.
They will. They're not able to contest. A lot of ults though for Genjutsu readily available. Stealth Wolf using the whole hog to push everyone back.
Rally and Torbolts. Only thing coming up on side of KGR8 immediately, but Shatter is getting there. Strong rally in that room. Lots of things they can do with it there. Torbolt out on point for some area control. Does land this Zen.
Both Coalescences used there.
Back pretty successfully there. Big picks by Miss Catastrophe. Good cleanup game on the side of KGR8 to save third point in.
And Pern, for an odd reason, electing to use his ult right there. Didn't even get a very good displacement of the ults, and he unfortunately falls. Bit of a questionable play there by him. This Catastrophe looking to flank again. Harass the back line. Shadow gets blocked.
Shadow is blocked. Burn again disrupting. Main tanks
Both,
there.
both DPS are down though
Tyre's
with
coming
the
out.
tire.
Tyre's looking for someone. Does land on Ryan.
Pern trying to
Got just
contest.
supports and Pern. Torb coming back. High
High
noon up.
noon.
That could be big. It does land on Mercy there. Moira ults up to try to help contest that point. Shadow comes out and does cancel the rest of that. Moira ults.
Whole hog just pushing everything
Big picks
back.
on side of Genjutsu.
And
Ryan
Jutsu
doing
just
what he can, but does fall. Script jumping in, cannot get any res off there, and that will be the point for Genjutsu.
just under 30 seconds left as well.
So we are going to see interesting dynamics here as we move into flip sides. Not a lot of time left on the clock. What are you thinking we'll see here on both sides?
I honestly kind of expect to see the same thing. You see a lot of Genjutsu will typically tend to run a lot of the high damage heroes. You typically don't see much of like the I guess more finesse heroes, like the flanking heroes that do like not a lot of damage but are more utility based. So you won't see like a lot of Tracer, you won't see a lot of Sombra. Instead, like I said, you'll see much more of just the brawly and just like high damage characters as a whole. So I don't expect to see much else from them. But as I say that, they prove me wrong. Casey on the Symmetra, which to be fair, she does do a decent amount of damage with her rework, especially with shield against shield heroes. And then you have Danny Needs you onto the Mei.
And I always am fond of a Mei on defense, particularly first point. If you can get those walls off to separate team, that's an easy pick to help win a team fight. Particularly if the Ryan pushing through gets walled, you push in with the Mei freeze spray and a quick pin from your friendly Ryan, and that is one pick.
Well, people forget that Mei, yes, she's good here at the first choke if you're on the ground. If you're able to either bait out the wall or if you're able to go through hotel on the right side, the top right, and you're able to just rotate around, she basically becomes useless at that point until you get closer.
I'll give you that. Definitely.
See, the wall comes out already. JL will be
exactly as predicted. JL does fall. So let's see if they can adapt to that. I will say, in response to the comps that are coming out, it does look like both teams are just playing what they're comfortable with, and I do commend them for that. I think, granted, building a comp is a huge part of this game, but if they're playing what they're comfortable with, power to them.
It is, but I don't think that as I say that, I was about to say he wasn't going to be able to get much with the double main tank, but unfortunately manages to catch Stealth Wolf. Daddy picks off
with
two though,
as well,
2 headshots.
And a wall off to block off everyone else. There's only a little bit of damage coming in to help secure those. It does land on the Moira though.
Hard, unfortunately, just frozen in place, unable to move.
Oh, Ryan's alone.
All by himself. He was just an unfortunate stagger there.
2 minutes 45. We do see Grizz swapping to the Pharah. Maybe he can get up above and put in some of that damage. Not a lot that can contest that on side of Genjutsu.
The only thing is with Stealth Wolf and on the Roadhog and the Mei, if she hits icicles.
Zen could also throw the Discord,
Zen
but
as well,
that's not a lot of direct damage onto the Pharah. And we do have Pharah Mercy, so just good on the Mercy there.
Shield wall coming in. They managed
wall is going up again.
They managed to bait out the Mei ult, or the Mei wall, excuse me.
And Sim wall is about to fall, so that's going to give them a little bit more aerial advantage here. But as I say that, Grizzgang does fall, is res though. And out comes out. Out of mobility, let's see if they can make something out of that splash
comes in, but gets
damage.
blocked.
Big plays on side of KGR8, 3 down.
Blizzard was used though. Only managed to really get one off of that.
He is trying to stall out there, along with Moira.
The picks though are in favor, and the trades are in favor of KGR8 because they do have the attacking spawn advantage.
Absolutely. And here comes the...
Mines comes in. Don't know that anything will get...
Well, does land on the Mei. But at that point, Ryan is able to get back into the fight. He's going to clear some of those mines with Zen Trance as well. Barrage does secure a kill on the Ryan. That's huge, but as I say that, he gets hooked.
The reinforcements are coming in though for the defensive side. As I say that, JO gets 2.
Big pin.
Whole hog coming in as well, just trying to
Whole hog
last.
protects for that res. Not able to land it, but
gets the kill on the JO though. KGR8 will finally be able to potentially take...
Up, though. And that was a close one because Sim was still up, Hog was still up. They just managed to get the ticker all the way up in time. They can get a nice little reset here. Actually, while some of Genjutsu is still back spawn.
If you're Genjutsu, you just need to fall back out right here.
Yeah, and that's
oh,
exactly
unfortunately, again, Miss Catastrophe. I believe that's like the 3rd time that she's tried. Maybe the 4th time that she's tried and just has been hooked out of her hold and not been able to get much from it.
And KGR8 doing a great job of pushing up here, taking advantage of the space that their team is creating so they can get some free area. And Mines comes out,
An
puts some
aggressive
damage into a
Mines.
couple, but does not look like it's going to secure any kills. Turret up high, does fall. Nice placement there.
Huge hook onto Mrs. Crit though from stealth, but a huge
Big
flanking shatter.
though.
Took
But he
himself.
falls, and there's not anything to follow up with it. One thing
Unfortunate.
is Ryan mains have to focus on is having a team ready to
Rosh coming in as well, being
Clean up.
completely nullified by the Sim
block.
barrier.
Beautiful sim wall.
This
And
catastrophe as well
Moira
in the
does
back
fall.
line. Manages to get the trade onto Goose. But unfortunately not much else going to be able to come on this push, it seems, for the moment.
Minute 30 for the rest of this push here. We'll see what they can make of it. And with the soldier out, Daddy on soldier, the Pharah does fall. That's going to be unfortunate because that was one thing they had going for them, was not a lot of testability on the Pharah. But soldier's here to take care of it.
Mines coming in as well
Big
onto the
spread on the
point.
mines, but Trans does come out.
They don't have another support ult though. Found
Rez
beam
does
pop.
come up on Hammond.
We get the early picks though.
Couple big picks for sure, and the ground pound onto the Zen.
And a very unfortunate
We need that point,
use
but they
of
do have
coalescence.
team fight secured.
That was honestly a terrible use of coalescence there. Because
Missed it
now
there.
that Andy unfortunately
team fight was already
using
won?
yeah, the team fight was well more than one. There was one or two people alive left. Everyone was basically at full HP for the most part, and coalescence was used.
Whole hog coming out. A little bit of range there. Not gonna be able to put in enough value, and a
Gets
big
booped
boot
off.
from Grizz. Sim is ramped fully up on the teleporter on the top left there.
Very aggressive res there. But Miss Catastrophe able to get 3, actually gets
big
4.
ults. Blossom.
This KC is just standing up in this top left window, just like not being contested at all. Not really a lot of people doing anything about it.
Not adding as much value as they need to up there.
Yeah.
Point has already pushed well past it.
Does
But she
get
does,
the pick
pick
onto
fire.
Grizzle.
Minute 20 left. Big shatter out from JL. Lands
Gets a
on
couple.
3.
Rez comes in as well. Defenders do have spawn advantage though. But at the moment picks in favor of the offense. Or of the
This is
defense,
getting close,
excuse me.
yeah. Yeah, we'll say they're taking a lot of damage.
They are, and this will
And
be a potential reset.
Kern messes up the charge, and Levi does fall off the side there, though.
Spin to win, hamster. Spin to win. Unfortunately, does fall. Beyblade 2.0. And unfortunately, an early pick on the Grizzle. Does
Good
get the
res
res
up
though.
onto Grizz.
Shatter
comes out.
doesn't really manage to catch anyone. Brush and
But-
turn.
Hits are still in favor of Jinjutsu.
They force out the Transcendence, but that was a great time with the Transcendence from Rehi.
We'll say the team fight was pretty well secured at that point. It was just Kern left.
It was, but the fact that it kept the team alive when literally half of them
Sure.
could have died to
Mines
the
were-
mines.
Big picks again from Jinjutsu, keeping them off the points. Kern is the only one able to contest, and as I say that, he does fall. Roadhog out to continue to secure the point, and that'll be map 2 in favor of Jinjutsu.
And a very questionable decision from Grizzly there to go with the Bastion. Though, like, especially in that specific situation, like, you need people on the point, which means you need fast characters. Sombra, Tracer, Soldier, you know, things that they can get there quickly. Like, doesn't matter what it is, you know, you need contest heroes at that point. What a good play from Miss Catastrophe
looks like
here.
someone is set to spectate all instead of set to Jinjutsu. Spectate.
Who? Did someone else join that I didn't see?
Dark Wolf. I don't know if they've been in or not. But he did leave the match because he realized that he was set to spectate all.
Okay, that's not the case because Dark Wolf is literally in spectate red.
Not entirely sure
Then it
what
had
the
to have
issue
been
was, but
Borblet maybe.
oh, I see. Yeah, it's Borblet.
Okay, then it had to have been Borblet. Alright, so Borblet is on which team? Let me check.
Genjutsu.
Okay, Genjutsu.
He just posted, yeah.
Okay, so Genjutsu is red.
And I can try to keep a better eye on screen match chat here for you. I know you got a bunch of different things you're dealing with there.
So we've got Fusion for Andy. And then while they're doing that, I'll swap maps. Go to Ilios.
Do you want me to read them off for you, or do you have them up there?
I got it right now.
Okay.
So Llama's in for Borb.
I think it's Llama's, Borb, and
Oh,
Dark
Llama.
in for,
Yeah.
yeah.
So hold on. So Llama's for Marahi. Doing it one by one just because it makes things easier. So Dark for Levi. Then we'll get in Borblet for Casey. Alright, cool. Alright, everyone. Okay, we have no extra spectators. Everyone is spectating the right teams. Okay, I think we're good. We're just waiting for both teams
Give
to
it
be
one
ready.
quick sec. Yeah, I was gonna say for that, and it looks like Seb might be interested in joining to commentate. Just saw a message from him.
Okay, tell them to add this account then.
Yeah, just go whenever you see both teams ready. All right, looks like they're both ready. I should be able to invite Seb while we're in game, right? Just to join the group and or join the party chat and spectate.
Yeah, I think because it's private though, you have to like suggest it to me to join the party, and then
Gotcha.
I'll invite him, and then we'll do that with the um, and then we should just be able to. You should be able to invite him to the game here as well.
Gotcha. All right, give me one sec here. Just suggested him.
Party. Doke. Just invited him. Let's go ahead and invite him into the game then if you want.
Yeah, he's appearing offline, so I'm trying to find him here real quick.
Okay.
Oh, you have to increase the party size.
Right. Forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. Alright, there we go. I should be able to join again. There we go.
Welcome, welcome.
Okay.
Can you join game through me here?
It's on friends only.
Could you swap it over to everyone just so we can join in and then swap it back real quick?
Yeah.
As we did in the last one.
Alright, cool.
Let's swap it back real quick. Right. There we go.
We're going in.
Good stuff.
So we have 2-0 so far in favor of Genjutsu. Second game was a lot closer than the first.
Almost all the way, almost a full push, but was not able to cap it all the way. Probably like 20 meters or so.
KGR8 managed to do a little bit better on the offensive side there, but as we mentioned, just unfortunate, not able to get the full cap. And considering that we're now out in the open in ruins here for Ilios, I'm expecting Grizzle to potential pick for a Widow. Both teams have not really shown it outside of KGR8. So we'll see if they like to go with it.
Also see the Pharah pick too. Got some aerial space to maneuver here. And there's the Pharah and Fire Reaper on team. That's been consistent throughout most of the games here. It looks like both teams do have players who specialize in handling. We're talking about that even if it's not the best for the team comp, it does seem like they're playing to their strong suits.
And Grizzle, unfortunately, switching off the Pharah, electing to go with the Doomfist.
That is true.
Pern looking to get a little cheeky here.
Both Hammonds going in for the sky bomb drops there.
Early pressure onto the back line. Does get the early pick on the fusion.
Interesting too, we do have Genjutsu running more of a full dive, whereas KGR8 is running a more brawl. As you say that, Ryan is isolated on point and does fall. That is a good point though. If they're able to stack real tight on that, Ryan, stay real close, they should be able to take the fight to Genjutsu on point instead of...
The only issue that I have with the tank line, specifically on both of these teams, is both of these teams are electing to run Reaper heavy comps, and literally we have a Reaper for both sides. We have Hamster, and we have the Winston, and the Reaper basically destroys both of them if played correctly.
Oh boy!
So it's a very interesting decision for both teams to. Yeah. Even before he was good, but like. It's a very interesting decision for them to do that.
Smash those mines and render them ineffective. He does secure the kill on Daddy there. It's helpful. And KGR8 moving in on point, looking to cap. And they will secure the cap.
Very late tactical visor used.
After team fights left there
Doesn't
too.
really manage to get a whole lot done with it as well. So
Nothing at all,
bit of a
I don't
waste.
think. K-Great with the solid hold on point. Fair, fair.
Shield
Good
bash
shatter.
comes in, but unfortunately just a tad late. And
And a deep Reaper ult there. Well done to pick off two. This crit does secure kill on Winston. Absolutely. Looking for that sneaky cheeky. Genjutsu looking
a
to
very
engage here, but they are a
questionable
little scared.
decision by Borblet there to go after the Reaper. Even with the help of the supports.
Agreed.
Catastrophe does fall.
He does fall.
Sound barrier comes out in response. Lines onto the point.
Clear some of those mines. Unfortunately, does secure kill on Perrin.
JL for some reason
Not able
electing
to
to try to
contest
push
attack.
in.
Yeah.
I don't get the reasoning for wanting to push in there. Your
They're a
strike,
little staggered here.
unfortunately, not able to get anything. And a very
This does
aggressive,
fall shortly after.
yeah, very aggressive coalescence being used there from Goose.
They're pushing them back to spawn. Could be overextending, depending on how Big Ray takes advantage of it.
Technical
Perrin just
visor.
going straight above and off to point. Put some pressure back on point. Make the ball back.
Didn't really manage to get
And alone
anything
back
with it.
there. Probably won't be able to get out. As you said, he does fall. Bout comes out on the side of K-Great.
Res coming in.
Good block. It does help him clear off some people from points. Pushing back in, rally coming up. Could be big.
Another mine ult.
Mine's up too.
Does manage to get the opposing hamster.
This crit falls, but Perrin does secure a pick on Delamas. This crit res, but Mercy does fall.
Picks going in favor of Genjutsu for the moment.
K-Grade sticking in there.
They are, but
Contesting
not
it
for
on the
much
ground.
longer. It is just Miss
Yeah, it does
Catastrophe
look like it.
and Grizzle.
And Grizzle falls.
But with the new
Yeah, she
Reaper
does
buff,
kick
the
hit.
Reaper can stay alive much longer than normal.
Oh, but not when it gets slammed.
Unfortunate. Just too much CC and focus on to Miss Catastrophe. She does fall. First round goes in favor of the Genjutsu.
Well fought on both sides, though.
Yep. Well, even
Yeah.
if the Reapers were gone, both of the, and it just seems like it doesn't like their coordination with it. It just does not seem to be there for both teams. Like it's kind of there, like you can see glimpses of it a little bit, but it's just not clicking fully.
Interestingly enough, and neither team is going hog.
And
Hog's
yeah,
paradise.
only one team electing to run without Orisa.
It is getting set up. However, Genjutsu is pushing as a unit there. And that's something they've got on their strong side there.
They are playing very
Prime pins
aggressively.
in.
Early pick onto the opposing main tank. Potential to lose
As-
more here.
What happens? Borb does fall though in that fight. Both teams are contesting point. They do manage to turn it. Genjutsu secures point.
Hearn, unfortunately, will get staggered. Potential more staggers here for K-Grade unless they regroup fully.
Yeah, they pushed up a little too far for the numbers that they have.
A very interesting pin, but he manages to get one.
Does land on. Oh, but he is counterpinned there. Well played by Borblet. And he's still attempting to push in there.
Unfortunately, falls. Both DPS down. Mine's going in as well. Picks
KGR8 getting some serious picks here.
They just have to
Clearing some mines. And they yielded that point.
deal with the hamster. They do finally get him. Managed to stagger just a little bit longer for some extra point control time.
Jail just
Shatter comes
Shatter.
out, gets quite a few. Blossom and combo
Big
gets
ult.
3. Unfortunately,
was
just
3 ults on the side of KGR8 used. Shatter is still up. Only ult committed from that fight was Coalescence on the side of Jinjutsu though. Agreed.
a very interesting use of mines there though by Pern.
Dragons comes out.
They do get
Good
the
zoning, but not a lot
information.
to follow up with. Something we commentated on past couple maps here. If they can stay a little tighter on that Ryan, good, beautiful block.
Is anyone else's game lagging just a little bit?
Not right now.
Okay, because I got a couple of weird lag spikes there.
Mine's out. Found a secure kill, but with the attack visor behind. Yeah. They pull their attention away from point though.
Oh. This catastrophe unfortunately falls. We'll get the rose though. Pern's falls as well. Beat
He goes
Biggies.
in, but he falls into point with the group by llamas.
He gets, yeah. But they did get quite a few ults though out of Genjutsu.
That's true.
Does manage to barely make it out with his life.
Mine's up.
That was a good shatter. Shatter got 3 there for Borblet. Mine's comboed as well. Yeah. And a team kill comes in. I don't... If they're able to contest, it would have to be the hamster. But, yeah, the hamster won't be able to make it. Ah, that's unfortunate.
Shatter there too.
Genjutsu wins the series 3-0.
Fourth map is still played though, correct?
If it's playoffs, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
it's
I don't
playoffs?
think so.
I don't know.
I don't think
Don't
so
wanna
because I
ask.
think game's over.
Beautiful ult man. Good combo.
It's nice to be appreciated.
Astrophy is typing them. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Looks like
that's what I was thinking.
the print says he's down, but it isn't required.
Okay then. Looks like we're playing the last map.
Alrighty.
While I get that set up, someone tell Nerdy it's because it's the same uh maps as OPT. We've only done Volskaya once. I don't know what he's meaning by why we're doing it again.
Oh, they already got it.
Alright,
Are they
cool.
called for some swaps there?
Alright, I will do that just momentarily. Let me make sure what the last map was, because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Sure.
Watch point. That's what it was. So we go watch point, then swaps coming in. Okay, so we have llamas for KC and Reiki for Borb. Just making sure both teams are ready to go. Genjutsu has already won the series. They will progress into the playoffs, but we will just play this map out since both teams are advocating for it. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to swap all. What? Why is it doing it twice? What, Nani?
What's happening?
I don't know. It just swapped all twice for some reason, and I don't know why. I
Huh.
didn't tell it to do anything.
Do you have competitive settings on? Because it
I
will
do.
naturally flip them for. Okay, cool.
It's an ND coming in for JL. Alright, both teams are ready. We go into the
Alrighty.
last map. You could kind of say this one is kind of for bragging rights, to an extent. See which team takes the last map. Series is already over.
Just a nice little showdown to end the season on.
And the game chooses to spawn the camera all the way at third point, overlooking the edge of the
Yep.
map. Like, why?
Just to give a nice tour on your way to the action.
I suppose so.
Ryan Hammond and Ride Hog. Again, running those atypical off tanks. Playing to their strong suits. Yeah. I will say, Pern's done a really good job of disrupting. I just think that his engagements aren't always the best time. So sometimes after a team fight, when he could fall back and wait for the engage. Mm-hmm. KGR8 is holding the low ground there with Reaper on the flank.
Gets stunned, and unfortunately Pern dies immediately. He will be able to get the res up though.
Pin in, big pin.
It's the pin onto the main tank. They don't have the res readily available either. But they do have picks
Pern landing 2 picks.
going in their favor, even though they're literally outside of the attacking spawn.
Very aggressive playstyle. And Reaper does take out the Junkrat in the right room.
Stun comes in. Fortunately,
And
this crit
disrupting the
will
back line
fall.
again.
And unfortunately, Grizz, for some reason, is all the way in front of their spawn door.
It was a risky pin he went for there, I think. Pyro's coming out.
Darkwolf could pay for
And
his
Mora
pin,
does
too.
successfully fade away.
Lion's coming in as well, keeping everyone off the point. Even with all the picks that Genjutsu are getting, KGR8 is managing to keep them from being really aggressive and progressing the payload.
Big picks, big picks.
Where is this KGR8 been the entire series?
I will say they're staying as a unit for the most part, even though they are pushed so far up and are being so aggressive. Their whole team is there to back them up. With the Reaper putting out the amount of damage that she's putting out, and the heals just being consistent.
Nearing
We
5
do have
ult.
someone going for the flank. McCree going for the flank behind KGR8.
Going for the cheeky
With
high
high
noon.
noon. Mm-hmm.
You guys know
He's
what
in
time
position
it
for it.
is? And the high
There's
noon
2.
gets
Both
2.
heals. 2 of 3 supports. There we go.
It's
And they bully McCree out.
and they're able to hold.
Wow. Rare do you see this.
Again, yeah, like where was this earlier in the series?
I was gonna say, rare do you see this aggressive of a defense, but they did manage to buy a lot of time there, and they still have a minute 10 to hold them from that first door.
Pin does manage to catch Miss Catastrophe. A very interesting shatter, seeing the right heart shield being up. And likes to go for it, doesn't get anything out of it.
Junkrat coming up behind on the right.
Does
He's
get
going to pick Moira there.
a very aggressive res. Mine's keeping everyone off the
High
point.
noon again, high. Does land on this crit. He's going for those cheeky high noons back to back here. I don't think they're gonna be able to contest this here.
Well, the Mercy goes in first for some reason. I don't get to play there.
Big shatter, but interesting timing. Yeah.
Yeah, very questionable decision from
Does
KGR8
fall.
there.
And Diva and Mora out of, Hammond and Mora out of position here due to the back spawn. Hammond is able to get away.
Coordination. Diva bomb.
Agreed. Rally out.
Grizzle
They do.
managing. As I say that, does fall. Gets rezzed up
High
immediately.
Noon again up high. High Noon and Tired, two big DPS ults to pick off. Good numbers there. Reaper falls. Burn only one left. He falls as well. Moira's coming back, but she's gonna retreat there and try to get back with her team.
Oh,
Diva Bomb,
Bomb.
early Diva Bomb.
Doesn't manage to get anyone, and he does pay for it with his life.
We'll say again, if they're able to stay a little bit tighter on that Ryan shield, they should be able to do a lot with this comp. And it does look like this corner they are dedicating to. Good picks from Pern.
Blossom doesn't manage to catch anything there for this catastrophe. And this crit falls to Dark Wolf. Does get res though. Pern just harassing the
Good
back
res to
line.
ensure that they still have enough. Keep looking. Win that team fight, and mine's out deep.
Again, another very interesting shatter, but Grizzle coming out getting 3 with his shatter. Fortunately, not a lot of follow-up, and he will fall. Again, they're holding very aggressively, considering the spawn is literally right there.
Res secured. Rally's back up.
Valve popped on the defensive side. Keeping everyone alive for the moment. Winston diving in. Does fall. Ibabot managing to catch the Mercy. And High Noon
big again.
getting 2.
Winston diving. 60 seconds left. Perhaps one more team fight if they're able to group. Otherwise, it'll just be a lot of individual fights. Diva does fly into the mines, though. Is the act.
It seems that's K-Great's other issue is that their game sense, their positioning. They don't know. They seemingly don't know when to group up, and like when a team fight is lost.
I mean, there's also something to be said for the intensity of some of these fights that have gone down, where they don't see the opportunity to disengage or find a path out. So, for example, right now, Pern's real deep. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, right now is very situational because it's near the end of the round.
Sure.
Time is low, but in other fights, when you literally see that you don't have the man advantage, and they're aggressing on you, there's no reason to even remotely try. Unless you happen to get a lot of picks and are confident you can sustain.
That makes sense. So they do get it into overtime here, with the rally coming out to help secure, but the High Noon, again from behind.
Gets one. and that's the other thing right there. Like, that's his 3rd or 4th flanking High Noon, and they have not once countered it.
Big Blossom,
always
though.
gotten one.
Fire coming out. Oh, he almost got the fire strike on it. But unfortunately does fall.
Daddy needs you in dark.
Could be a C9 here. There comes his
Late Transcendence as well.
in.
Trying to keep everything alive, keep it contested. Both supports and Tracer. Both supports down. Just Tracer left. Dark Wolf or Stealth Wolf.
Able to touch.
Unfortunately. It's a solid push though from Genjutsu. We'll see if K-Great is able to match their aggressiveness that they've managed to hold on the defensive side, and see if they can turn that into a game win. See if they can push it just to that yellow box. see what both teams elect to run here. Could potentially see the same comp coming out from KGR8, considering it worked out for them fairly well on the defensive side for the most part.
I think that could be a good choice for them here. But we do see the Ryan and Diva on the side of Jinjutsu again here. We do have Winston Diva. They are running a more dive here, quasi dive, I would call it, perhaps.
It's a bit more of a hybrid dive.
Yeah. This critter is going for the flank there, pushing it on the Diva there.
Does fall. They do get the res off. But unfortunately, Miss Catastrophe gets pinned right into a wall.
Those turrets up above the bridge are actually giving them a hard time here. They need someone to pick those off there. Doing a lot of random damage there. No one's really looking at them.
Yeah, they are managing to push the payload though for the moment, but picks going in favor Genjutsu. You see this situation right here. Numbers are down. I don't know why you two are still here. Like, you need to die, or you need to have figured out a way to get out sooner.
Sure.
That has been plaguing them the entire
Set
series.
up high ground.
This Catastrophe,
Almost
unfortunately,
gets the kill.
fortunately falls early. Pern, again, just they're going in without very questionable indeed.
46 at this point.
Dude,
Donda looking for the EMP behind, I believe. Yeah, she does tie it out. Probably unnecessary until we get the next big team fight. This game does secure primal kill.
EMP
This game
gets
does fall to
everyone.
the pin.
Yeah.
Old charge. Sure. And he is swapping to the Rhine. But swapping back, actually.
Yeah.
This is Crit waving to Genjutsu there. Good D-Mech.
Just a lot of bolts being used in very questionable manner for both sides.
We do still have rally up. And they did secure that team fight pretty solidly. We need to push that point and be careful of anyone coming in to contest here.
Coalescence being used on the aggro.
Big hack on the Mercy, followed up by a Diva Bomb. They're rallying in, so they look like they're trying to contest that, but
Symbol being used. Pern unfortunately doesn't manage to make it out alive.
30 seconds left for one
30
last fight.
Yep, this is potential final fight. And it is a 5v6 unfortunately.
And it does say in scrim match track that she lagged out. That is unfortunate.
Unfortunate way to end. Genjutsu will take the consolation map. Honestly, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say on the side of Jinjutsu, I think Daddy's flanks with his high noons were adding a lot of value. I know this was the fourth map, but consistently he was putting out a lot of damage.
As far as Cake Great, I would probably have to say Miss Catastrophe.
Yeah, she had some clutch ults and was putting in a lot of damage with the Reaper buffs too, as well. Gods, you got it.
I'll do
Oh,
it.
you
Okay,
got it,
fine.
Zen.
Alright, I'll do it then. Let me send this back here real quick.
Already asking, who are the MVPs?
Yep.
Alright, good stream with you.
Yeah. Same to you guys. Yeah.